So today we're going to talk about conclusions. How do writers properly end an argument essay? So by this point, you should have almost completed your argument. You have a claim, you have body paragraphs with reasoning and evidence in them, you have written your introduction, and now we are at the stage where we have to come to an end. So how do we do that effectively? So let's take a look. In short, there are three basic components to an argument conclusion. So you're going to have the "what am I arguing" sentence or two, the "so what" sentence or two, and the call to action. So let's talk about what each of those can mean. So in the beginning of a conclusion, you want to identify what you were arguing. So at the start, you should provide some kind of a summary statement of the importance of your argument. Please realize that we are talking about the importance of your argument. You are not restating your claim. In a conclusion, you should never restate your claim. You may say it in this light of how important it is, but do not just copy and paste. Another good option here at the start of a conclusion is to return to your hook, especially if you provided an anecdote or a story. Going back to your hook is a really nice full circle moment to bring your conclusion to light to your audience. So you want to have this idea that you're going to tie everything back together here. It's also a signal to your reader that you are coming to a close. The next step is the "so what." This question is similar to "why should my audience care about my topic?" So here, in the second or third sentence of your conclusion, you can point to implications of your topic. You could also think of it as what happens now because of my topic, or what can happen if action is not taken. This is where you want to really start connecting to the audience why they are an important part of what you've been talking about, what you've been arguing through the duration of your writing. So here's an example. If the claim was that Napoleon is guilty of murder, treason, and social upheaval, the entire paper has presented evidence and reasoning for murder, treason, and social upheaval. So here in the conclusion, you could point out that he kept the country at war for over 20 years. His army engaged war with neighboring countries that destroyed their lands and was responsible for the deaths of nearly 2.5 million people. So you can feel in this sentence that it's communicating to your audience why this matters. Why is it important? You can also address the "what happened because" or "what will happen because of." So here's another way to look at it. Napoleon's actions altered the world. He revolted and took control of France because he was a strong enough military figure and he knew he could cause massive social uprising. But because of these actions, millions of people around the world suffered and France was destroyed for years. So you can see how these two say very different things, but they also are doing the same function for the audience. They're making that connection about why this matters. And then here at the end, you want in an argument to provide a call to action. In most arguments, you're presenting this information to your audience because you ultimately want them to do something about it. So this is where you say it. What do you want or need, depending on your topic, your audience to do now? This should be one sentence and it should be concise. Most of the time in a call to action, you are going to have one of these more action kind of verbs, like call these people, go to this location, visit here, write your senator, etc. So at the very end of your writing, of your argument, you're putting the onus onto the audience. I've now given you all of my expert data and reasoning, and now I need you to help me with this cause. What you want to avoid is saying things like, in conclusion, in summary, or in closing. You don't even need to use those phrases. If you see them in your writing, just delete them. The rest of the sentence will still make sense. You also want to avoid repeating anything that you've already said in your essay. But be careful to not introduce a whole brand new topic. So at this point, you want to head into your Schoology and look at the conclusion chart, which is right here on your screen. So I'm inviting you to really play with two different kinds of conclusions here. So you should talk about the implications of your topic and highlight your call to action. Or you can talk about what the situation looks like because of your topic, or can look like because of your topic. So go ahead and write.